Today we're gonna color some Easter eggs.
Exactly. And eggs are a great, interesting challenge because they are, they are egg-shaped. And we thought it's interesting to try to do something with them. If Easter is your thing, or if it's not, it's still fun, I think, to draw on eggs and paint on eggs. And I think that we'll have fun today trying this out.
Yeah, for sure. So, first things first, can you hear us clearly before we continue and do a monologue, and then afterwards we just figure out that you can see us or you can't hear us?
Exactly, yeah. Tell us how you are, how are you doing, and if everything is working right now. I would just parallelly check, maybe because we're not seeing the chat right now, if we parallelly open this in another window. If you go to our YouTube channel, and we had a problem before already that we didn't see what you guys were writing. So
but we can see everything.
It's working now.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Okay, so yeah, then we can start.
All right, then we can start.
Hello, welcome to our channel.
Welcome to Linescapes.
My name is Sonia and this is Gasper.
Hello there. And if it's your first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome again. It's awesome that you're here again. As I said, love to hear where you're tuning in from. And today we are doing the painting and drawing on eggs.
Yes.
One thing, before we start, we will go through all the materials that you might need, everything that you might prepare, and right now you can still go and share it with a friend or a family member. This video, you can just send them the link, maybe they will tune in as well and want to do something. So I think that we can get this thing out to more people.
Yeah. Otherwise, enjoy the process, do it with us so that we get something done. You can also support us through Super Chat. There's a button down below. And yeah, if you donate $1 or $2 or whatever, it means a world to us. This is also how we know that you really appreciate our content. And of course, we usually use this money for our future videos.
Of course. So, let's go through what we'll need today.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, the most basic thing you will need are eggs, I would say. And I would totally suggest hard-boiled eggs. I think they're the best to draw on. They won't break. You can also have if you have those where you like blow the egg out and it's just a hull.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. I think it's fine. And we prepared 4 eggs today. You can have 1, 2, 3, how many you want. But I think we'll manage to do about 3 or 4 or something.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Silly Bob from Ireland, Christina from Madrid. We have also a few viewers from Slovenia.
Oh, wow.
So,
hi to Ireland,
yeah.
Spain, Slovenia.
I also see some names that I saw before, so welcome back.
Yeah, we're so glad that you're coming back. We hope that you are all safe and sound wherever you are.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you took this time to join us here.
Yeah, for sure. We love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to need today?
Yeah. So eggs, if you haven't got any yet, put water on fast, boil some eggs. In the meantime, I'll explain and we'll continue a bit with what we're doing. So maybe I can show it here. The idea is, just get whatever materials you have at home. Right now, we don't need, there are no rules. So basically, if you have watercolors, get those watercolors. One option is also if you have acrylic colors. I don't know if all of you have a thing like that, but they're like acrylic. They're usually in tubes. Sometimes they're in markers. You can get those as well. As I said, markers. Markers are a great thing to paint the eggs with because they will stick. They're in different forms. You can even have one of these, whatever kind of marker. And then what I think we will definitely need, and this is like the only thing you probably need beside an egg, is a black marker. or something that will, like an alcoholic marker, like a Sharpie,
Yeah.
or one of these, you know, I quite like those. So anything that will stick to the surface of an egg. I think like colored pencils will do as well. So, you know, just groove with it. And important thing is you have one. You know, if one pen, one dark pen, one egg at least, and then you have some colors, it's just a bonus.
Yeah. I'm very excited. We have much more to show you, but I think this is the main thing that we're gonna need today. Basically, what we now just said, pick your own medium, whatever you have. Even if you don't have any brushes, you can still use your hands or just a paper towel or something, and you can just like make it in a small ball and use it for making patterns or something like that. That would work as well. Yeah. So we have here a few comments. Mohan, this is his first experience with participation in live streams.
Wow.
So we need to do a good impression.
We will do our best, Mohan.
Yeah.
And you can always, like you saw, just ask us questions, and we'll do our best to answer it, even if we don't see it right away. You know, Sonia will be curating the comments right now.
And of course, yes, those eggs are eatable, but we would in every way recommend that before you just crack those eggs and start eating them, wash them. Probably all the color will disappear and all your beautiful sketches and drawings.
Yeah.
But
these colors are not edible. I think we have to say that.
Yeah.
So if you have edible pigments at home, use those. Amazing. But if you don't, be careful that you either wash the egg before. You can even like crack it and wash it again, you know, or just leave it until it dries forever, and then just don't crack it afterwards. Probably, you know, stink amazingly, I think.
Yeah. So you before the eggs. That's always a priority.
Put yourself before the eggs. My grandfather used to say. But I remember one story, just quick.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have when I was little. We used to have these eggs that we did them at home, and then we let them dry. You know, they were hard-boiled eggs, and then we just let them dry, and then, you know, through the years, like the yolk and everything shrinked inside, and they were a bit, you know, you could hear it bouncing around.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then one night, laying in bed, there was like a loud boom, like a loud crack from the hallway, and
intruder.
Yeah, whole family woke up. What was going on? And one egg exploded. It exploded after years. After years of being dried, it just like exploded, and it stank so much. It was.
Oh God. Wow.
Nice anecdote there for the start of the video.
So you can do that as well, but be warned.
Yeah, be warned.
Okay. Yeah. So is it safe? We think it is, but still wash the eggs before.
Yeah. So today we thought we're going to do something special with these eggs, right?
Yeah. So we're going to do a small challenge. And it's like we set a few rules.
Yeah.
What are the rules? So first rule is that we're gonna pick a medium.
Yes, pick one medium.
Mm-hmm.
So
decide what you're gonna use.
Either watercolors, acrylic, markers, colored pencils. Stick on one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What's the second one?
The second one would be pick your favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
And I will explain now in a minute why. Because we want to explain a bit about color as well. I think it will be valuable to you right now to know a bit more about color theory. It's nothing, you know, it's not really no magic. It's nothing hard. But using this small trick will help us make your, you know, pile of eggs, egg basket look nice and harmonious.
Yeah, and then the third step is just to add some textures.
Yes.
So you can add textures, and usually for the last few years we use acrylic colors, and then afterwards we draw on some landscapes or cityscapes of different cities on the eggs. And that's why this year we decided that we're gonna just do textures.
Yeah.
But of course you can use your own motifs, whatever you want. Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So. Let's go step by step through it?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, first question, what is your favorite color? Let us know. I'm interested. Mine right now, I'm like between blue and yellow-ish. And Sonia is definitely a red-orange. This one's here.
Yeah.
So,
so beautiful.
So what is this, what I'm showing you, basically? This is the color wheel. It's something you might know, something you might have heard of in school, something you might definitely have learned about in art school or any design school. And if you never heard about it, this is truly amazing, this tool. It helps you pick color combinations that look good together. And this is what we're going to do right now. Okay, so let's say you have one egg. If you have one egg, pick your favorite color, any one you have, and stick to that one. Maybe add a second color, I would say, right? Like if you have pick a favorite color, let's say pick two colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, which two to pick to make them look good together? This is what this color wheel tells us. So on the side, you see different color tones.
So let's pick green.
Let's pick green.
Yeah.
Okay. Has anyone said that green is their favorite color?
Yeah, honey.
All right, honey. Let's take your example with green. So what this tells us here, if you pick green as your favorite color, then a good idea is, if you just have two colors, to pick a color that's that lies opposed to it on the other side. Let's say
on
like
the
that.
color wheel.
On the other side of the color wheel. So you see here yellow-green, gelb-grün on German. It's a German wheel. On the other side is like red-violet. So if you just have two colors to pick, or just two eggs, maybe one or two eggs, pick just two colors, and then you can always pick the one that's on the other side of the color wheel. So right now, look at the color wheel here. If you picked yellow, then on the other side would be violet. If you picked red-orange, then you pick like a blue-green tone. If I turn it a bit, and we have also, let's say, if you have blue as your favorite color, then take orange as your second color, right? Okay.
And what if you want to have more colors than two?
Yeah. Now if you have more eggs, let's say you have more than two eggs, more than one or two eggs, I would suggest we add a third color. So how does this work to make them look nice? Now you cannot pick the one that lies across. You have to pick them in the shape of a triangle. Yeah. So let's go back to your this green example. Honey, was that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you picked your like yellow-green, then the colors that will fit nicely to it are shown here with this big triangle or with this small triangle. So either go with this triangle and take like a red-orange and a blue-violet, or go with a small triangle and take like a violet and red, right? So you can look again at your color wheel. This is what I will also going to do. We'll just pick three colors and check which three colors are going to fit from your palette, whatever you have, markers, watercolors, just, remember them.
And does that mean that they need to use the clear color, or can they just do something else? Can they just water it down, or can they use white mixed to it or something?
Yeah, you can also use white mixed to it or something, but clear colors I think will be the best ones right now. So as strong colors as possible for the eggs.
One question, how many of you are doing the eggs with us? How many of you are drawing on the eggs right now? Or are we just here for your small entertainment?
Which is totally fine. If you just dig, us drawing the eggs, we'll start right away. This is also great. So Sonia, now let's see, which is your favorite color?
Well, my favorite color is orange-red.
Orange-red. Should we do a 3-color orange-red combination?
Yes.
All right.
I think that would be very nice.
So you will see this wheel in action now again. So we will take red-orange, and then we will take blue and green. So these are the 3 colors we are using. Oh, okay, I have to shift this a bit.
Like this, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So orange and blue-green and blue. Oh, and green and blue. They are marked with this narrow triangle.
Okay.
So no matter what you do, like whatever color you picked, if you use this principle of triangles on this color wheel, it will look good and harmonious in the end.
Okay. I'm very excited.
Okay.
So Eleonora, Radka, Luis are joining us with painting on the eggs.
Yeah.
Hani is gonna do them on Saturday.
All right.
And Christina as well. Isidore said participating and working. Sure.
All right.
Okay, so what are you going to use today, Gasper?
So what we're going to do, now we have our three colors. We know we're going to take orange, orange reddish, then we're going to take blue and green. So I'm going to take these three colors and in step one, paint all of the eggs in this color. Right? Okay. So I will start the process now.
We were searching for good, how do you say, what's this?
Something that you put the egg on, like
egg holder?
Egg pedestal or something.
Yeah. And we found this small washi tape or this masking tape plastic rounds, and it fits perfectly on the as it fits perfect for the eggs. So we're using them. Otherwise, you can also use shot glasses or something similar. In case we would use shot glasses, we were considering just adding something, that you take on your field trip when you're going outside, something to just prevent your papers from floating around in the wind. And then we would position the egg on it like this. So you can really get creative. And because you must prevent that eggs are just rolling around constantly. And I hope this will work fine. Gasper will demonstrate that in the process.
Let's see. So, I have a small tip. If you picked watercolors as your weapon today, go for as little water as possible and as much pigment as possible. So what I'm doing is basically I took a little bit of water and then I really dissolved as much pigment on the brush as possible. And now I am just painting on the egg, basically. Yeah. We'll see how this goes. We're new to this as well. This is the first year doing it with watercolors. But we both said, okay, let's try this with watercolors. We've been rolling with watercolors lately, so...
Yeah, let's continue.
Let's continue.
Otherwise, we were discussing a lot what kind of eggs would we like to do this year. And of course, we went crazy and searched on internet what kind of examples and ideas can we get. And we were also discussing what we did before, like when we were children, how did we decorate our Easter eggs? And we're curious, how did you do it usually? Did you bought any paints and then you just put those boiled eggs in that paint, or do you have any specific method? Let us know. That would be really interesting to hear. How do you prepare those eggs?
Yeah, are Easter eggs a tradition in your country at all? Like, I would also be interested where we come from, Slovenia originally. It's like a big tradition, so everyone does it. I mean, I don't know everyone, but like one would paint eggs around Easter.
Yeah, and my family usually used how do we say it? It's almost, we always use just natural materials. And that's why my mom collected onion peels from red onions and she dried them. And then before Easter, she just took everything, put it in one big bowl and boiled it, and then put eggs inside. And before she put those eggs inside, we decorated it with flowers that we picked outside. And then when the eggs were boiled, they got this reddish hue, sometimes even very dark red, sometimes a bit more brown. So it was kind of interesting to see. And because we put the flowers on it, it got like these beautiful patterns, and sometimes you can also see the prints of flowers on it, and that was very nice. And some people are very skilled in doing this kind of technique and some not so much. So I know that the ones that didn't work out, where you couldn't see anything and recognize any other plants, my grandfather always bought some stickers, and we put those on the bed eggs.
The stickers were always, they looked horrible, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were, yeah, just really traditional and, yeah, not traditional, but how would you say? The illustrations were really old-fashioned.
Old-fashioned is a good
Old-fashioned.
word.
And
A bit kitschy.
very kitschy.
There were some like rabbits.
Just typical stuff.
Bunnies.
I never understood why there are chickens, like, and goose, and what's with the rabbit. Yeah, I never understood. No one explained to me what's with the rabbit. Why this Easter involves the rabbit, the Easter rabbit.
Well, Easter is a really old tradition, and I think it's, you know, I don't know. You can tell me if you come from a place where there is not like explicitly Easter, but I think every culture in the world has like a celebration of spring around this time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you know, and these bunnies have a lot to do with fertility. I think that's why this symbol stuck. You know.
Okay. Well, Radka just wrote that in Czech Republic they have the same tradition with the annual pills. So that's so interesting to hear. If you have any photos, you can send those also to our Facebook group in the end of the week. That would be interesting to see. Louis said, drew designs, names with wax, then put in dyes, and design was color of egg.
Yep, I know this one. We did this one as well. I used to have this like special tool where I would melt wax in it and then draw with this melted wax on the eggs, like certain patterns, like geometric designs. And yeah, exactly like you said, Louis then painted it and the wax would melt away, but the color of the egg would stay behind.
Yeah. There are a few techniques, right? There's also one where you can just color the egg and then you just scratch the color away, and for that you get like some sort of drawing on the egg. That's also one possibility. There's so many things, and then you have, of course, also the traditional versions. In Slovenia, we also have these beautiful Easter eggs called pisanke. And they are usually in traditional colors, not very bright, but they have like those colors which are the white, the red, and the black, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they have some sort of very special patterns on it. So those are very, very nice as well. But you need to take a lot of time to prepare them. I'm not sure that you would like prepare the eggs for the whole family in one day. I think one egg takes much more than 15 minutes or so. So, yeah, interesting.
Okay. So if you have right now, I'm doing this with watercolors. For those who just joined recently, you can already see we have, this is a green one, and I already made like a red-orange one and a blue one. And together they are a nice color triad. Which means that they fit together harmoniously, right? So this is our idea, to make them look nice when they're all next to each other. Wow. And I wouldn't even stress if they're not perfectly painted. You know, mine's art, you know, you can see some fingerprints of mine and everything, because we're gonna go in the next step and add the next layer on them in the other colors, and you will see it will look pretty amazing. And it doesn't matter if right now the surface is not perfect. Yep. Wow, this is so satisfying to do.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna do the fourth one as well?
Yep.
Yes.
Which color should I do it?
Orange.
Of course.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, amazing. Nice to hear that you have also so interesting techniques. Do you have any other techniques? We have two now or three that we mentioned, but I'm sure you have many more. So you can also write your own down just in a few words. Maybe if you're just in the process, we understand, but if you have time and you're just watching and observing, then you can just write it down in a few words, like color, water, bought colors, traditional, all the time the same. Maybe you use earth, I don't know. Or wine. Are you using wine to color your Easter eggs?
There is a tradition of using wine, right?
Yeah. With strong red wine. I heard, because we were, of course, doing a lot of research, and a friend that does it said that they get a bit the taste of wine.
Which is amazing. Eggs with a taste of wine.
Then you don't need additional wine beside it, right? But yeah, if you use like strong red wine, the eggs will get blue-ish, and they will have small crystals on it. So that's also something that would be very interesting to try out. And yeah, in the last few years, it was very often seen that people are using natural colors that you can find in your kitchen, like turmeric and red pepper powder, or blueberries and stuff similar to that.
Okay.
Okay.
I have my array of 4 eggs
Mm-hmm.
right now, and for those of you who are doing it along, how did you paint your eggs? Did you manage it? Just let me know real quick so I know where we are. And what we're going to do now in the second step is we have to bind these 4 eggs together, like in the color. So right now they look okay next to each other, but it will be really nice when we apply the colors that we see on each of those on the other eggs. So what we're going to do is we're going to take orange and make like orange spots on the blue egg and on the green egg. And we're going to take blue and make blue spots on the orange egg and the green egg, and do the green spots on the orange and the blue egg. So basically,
you're doing that triad that you showed before, right?
Yes. Let's show you a bit again. You know, we went really geeky into this, quite nerdy into this color.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
It's a color thing.
Yeah.
But it's our first time as well doing painting these Easter eggs in accordance to color theory.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so this is the color wheel for those who maybe haven't seen it at the beginning, and it really helps you pick the right color combinations. You know, we did also a video on how to use a color wheel and how to use color theory. You can definitely check it out. It's really fascinating what one can learn with colors. So we took red orange as a base color, and then the color wheel told me, I turned it this way, that a good color combination would be in this triangle shape. So I should take green and I should take blue. So this is what I did with my eggs. All right. So I'll go now into stage 2. I have just been using orange, so I will continue with the orange and paint the blue and the green eggs with some orange spots. Right, okay, let me zoom this in. All right.
Okay, so if someone will need the tutorial on how to use the color, I'm gonna just put it in the description or in the chat.
Yes. So because blue is such a dark color, I will use a really thick orange layer. If you're using aquarels, do that. If you're using any other material, you can use the others as well. So there you go. Like maybe you can see it even better like this. Yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful. You can see how this color combination is amazing.
Hi Zoe. Welcome.
Hello Zoe.
So nice that you could join us. So we're already in the process of coloring the eggs. We defined the colors that we want to use, and now we're in the second phase where we try to add some textures or just splatters of color on already colored eggs.
All right. So how's this looking? Do you like the color combination? Is it someone's favorite color combination? Because I definitely really love this color
Oh,
combination.
it looks so amazing. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, happy Easter to you too. Zoe said, yeah, what a good idea. What kind of colors are you using? We're using normal watercolors for this challenge. And we also recommended that before you start peeling the eggs on your Easter day, you should wash them. So we're gonna use those colors. They're not edible, but still we're gonna use them because this is the material that we have. That's why it's called the challenge. But I think Kasper, you usually also at home you painted the eggs in many different or similar ways, right?
It's good. Yeah. I had all different phases, and I tried a lot of different things, and I really enjoyed it. It's like why eggs are like such an interesting challenge. If it's Easter or not, whatever. It gives you like a spherical surface, and you never see it whole, and you have to maybe turn it around to see what is hidden on the other side. And they also have like a strong predetermined shape, so you can do many things with them.
That's true. Giga commented, oh, abstract painting on the eggs, something new.
Oh yeah. So we didn't want to go again. First of all, we said let's not do another like landscape on an egg, because I have a feeling I've been doing landscapes on eggs for the last 5 years, right?
Yeah, but it was our thing, right?
I mean, it still is our thing.
Yeah.
But today we said, yeah, let's do color. Let's do eggs according to color theory.
So we said this looks like cat red, so cat AutoCAD red. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty bold red. It has so much power in it. That's why I like it so much. Yeah.
If you use a bit of too much color, then it drips. I mean, if you apply too much water, it drips. But like Bob Ross said, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Please don't use any cadmium.
Oh, cadmium. That's what you meant with cat red.
Pau just donated €5. So thank you for the super chat, Pau.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
You are amazing. Keep up with your videos.
Thank you. We definitely will.
Thank you, Pau.
So in recent time, you probably noticed we've been just doing, in the last 2 weeks, we've been just doing live videos because we enjoy it so much, and we really love the direct communication we get with you, our community. But we'll go back additionally to these live streams in these times. We will also do some other videos, so they're definitely coming.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, Anna said this looks like the fishes in the sea or in the ocean.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
So already you can see how these harmonize really well, right? Because now we have the red to basically bind them together. Okay, so let's move to the red ones. And at this point, Sonia, would you like to take over? Or
yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right.
I mean, I'm really holding back because I'm just looking at you and I'm thinking, oh my God, so beautiful colors. I mean, you need to participate. If someone is drawing, you're just drawn to it. So.
All right. So yeah. Time for you to jump in.
Okay.
Let's switch places.
So should I continue on the ones that you already started, or can I just take over the red ones?
You can take over the red ones, and you need to apply blue and green on them.
Very nice.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna put them to the side, maybe so that they will be seen as well. And I'm gonna take the first red one. And a paper towel.
Okay, so...
Can I just ask, before you start commenting, which colors did you use? This one?
So I used this one.
Yeah.
And this one, basically a bit of this. Yeah, this one, and then this one. Yeah.
This one. Okay.
So yeah, Zoe just warned everyone. I think this is a good point. So cobalt is a material mineral used in making one of these red tones. I think mostly. Maybe also other tones. And yeah, it's not really healthy. And Zoe's been munching on cookies with her cobalt stained fingers. So always be safe, people. Wash your hands. Don't drink your watercolor water. This is
Yeah.
it looks lovely, but try not to mistake it for your tea.
Gasper, you were once also warned, right, by one of our viewers that that it's not so healthy to just because you were many times not using water.
What my favorite thing was, like, I was using watercolor pencils, and I just licked my finger and smudged it a bit, and I just kept licking those different paints, and was like, please don't do that, don't die young. So I tried to stop. Kani, just leaving for dinner. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, if you will do those eggs, definitely post some images. I'd love to see what you come up with. So, as you can see, this is coming out quite nice. All these have they fit together now with this blues and greens and red, and I'm also looking forward for the green ones now coming out. And this is in general, like, when you're using color, it pays off to think a little bit about the color combination you're going to do. A color wheel would definitely help you. It definitely helped me because I didn't know how to use. Do you have a color wheel at home? Does anyone of you? I mean, is it like I'm explaining to you the color wheel, but you've never seen it? Do you have a color wheel? Be interested to know. And if you don't, I would totally recommend getting one. I think they're pretty affordable.
A few euros, a few dollars. I think it's around 3 euros.
Also, the licking of the fingers, it's anti-corona regulations, everyone. So we pointed out. It is true. I had to, it was a difficult thing, licking fingers, picking, nibbling on pens was the big one. No more nibbling on pens, everyone. So this is also quite serious.
It's so interesting. We were never aware how many times we touched our faces before, right?
Yeah, just some colors on the fingers or whatever, and so we have to be more careful right now. So if you have a color wheel, let me know. It'd be interesting to see if you ever came across this color theory. Sonia already put a video in the chat, and you can check it out. I think it really helps a lot. Yeah. So in this step right now, for those who might join now in between, we are adding the other colors from the eggs. We're basically, if we had a red egg, we put some red on the blue and the green egg, and vice versa. So this is what we're doing to get an interesting color scheme. It's like a challenge we set for ourselves to see how the color scheme will work, and I think you should try it definitely too. And in the next step, we will be adding some patterns. So this is not the final form of the eggs. Definitely, they still have a final form to reach, and this is where the Sharpies and the markers will come in handy.
And the paints really need to be almost dry, I notice.
Yeah.
They really acquire very small amount of water.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so some people have the color wheel. I have to put it prominently in the studio to remember to use it. Yes, I would agree. I also, I think we had one for a while, and I never used it until we did this color video, and this is the moment where I started to learn about colors, because before I was just applying it wildly, really.
And Googling different color schemes, right?
Yeah.
We were never consciously thinking about what are we creating and what kind of colors are we putting together. We were just usually trying to find some examples on internet that were looking great, and now we can do that alone.
Yeah. Now we can set the color schemes by ourselves. And it's always fun. You pick your favorite color, and then from then on, you can pick other different ones.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this has definitely helped us dive into color more, and we still love black and white sketching and all the line and the linescapes where the name comes from, but we're diving into color as well. It's an amazing world, I would say.
Otherwise, I also need to mention that I noticed that the colors, because the base of each egg is different, the colors work differently. You have a feeling they have different tones.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So this one is blue, but because the base color is orange, this blue works so dark.
Okay, yeah.
You notice,
yeah, I notice.
And even the green.
How does green look? Oh wow, green looks beautiful on this. I like it.
Yeah, I like it as well.
All right, so Sonia, Louis just also sent us a super chat donation. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Louis. We really appreciate it. Okay, so if you don't have a color wheel, right? This is actually not a problem because there's so many digital ones online, right? And it's also a good, I think you can produce your own color wheel, right? I mean, it's actually quite easy. Would you be interested in something like that, like how to make your own color wheel? Because when you make one, like you just take a couple of colored pencils or watercolors or paint or whatever, and when you make it, you really kind of start understanding the mixing of colors and the color combinations. We could also do this with you in a video. If you would be interested in that, let us know. It's always great to hear from you what topics you are interested in. So yeah, just shoot out and ask us some questions. That always gives us a direction. Okay, this is a topic we could still cover, right? Yeah, so Zoe, you have one, but you have to explore it more. I feel the same. I still have to explore the color wheel more. But it's this one is quite big that we got, so it's not so handy. I think if we had the smaller one, or if I drew, basically one in the backside of a sketchbook, I would always have it there and would always be able to consult it. Yeah. And the interesting thing with colors is there is, even on a color wheel, if you have just two colors, right? If you have blue and orange, they're called complementary colors because they complement each other.
Would you like to have the color wheel in your hand?
Oh yeah, you can give me. I can explain a bit. So for example, let's take yellow and violet, right? So yellow and violet are complementary colors because they're across from each other on the color wheel. And the interesting thing is that these two colors are not equally strong because violet is much darker than yellow. When you make a color scheme, it's a color palette, or you color something in, it's a good idea to use a lot of yellow because it's such a light color, and just a little bit of violet because violet is quite strong or heavy. So this is it goes even a level deeper, and you can always think about how much of one color do you use and how much of the other. So if you have some questions on Sonia right now, how is she doing and what is her thoughts? What are her thoughts about the eggs? How do you like it right now? What's emerging?
I love this one.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see it, but I think this one is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it looks like leaves, or flower petals.
Mm.
And I'm very excited what you're gonna create with everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I love those the most.
Okay.
Yeah, because I tried also to not be very consistent. I tried to be just a bit more spontaneous, so it can create more possibilities. Okay, and now I need to add just something more to the green egg, and then would you like to take over then, or
you can continue with
can I continue?
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
You may, definitely, you may.
I may.
This one looks like a strawberry. I guess the red one. Yeah, a bit of a a bit of a interesting strawberry, but definitely has some strawberry-esque features, I would say.
Yeah. So let's try to just do bigger and smaller blobs or splatters of color.
All right.
Be a bit spontaneous. Let's take a challenge.
Yeah. Definitely exiting our comfort zone with these abstract eggs. But, our hope is that this predetermined color scheme will hold them together.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
What kind of colors are you using?
Yeah. So which ones of you are painting with us? Let us know. I guess not so many are joining into painting, but we'll do it later, which is completely fine. And for those of you, what colors did you pick? Or if you haven't picked it yet, if you're going to do it later, do you already know what colors you want to pick? Like, do you have a vision for some eggs? Or if you've never done Easter eggs, what do you want to try? It's interesting to see what everyone's like favorite kind of color or color combination is.
If I would have to choose again, I think I would mix them more with white.
Mix them more with white to make them brighter?
Yeah. I mean, this is also something that's part of color theory, that different colors will work differently on different backgrounds.
Yeah.
And you can see it pretty clearly here on this red background. Everything looks much darker. Even, for example, I used the lightest green in my watercolor palette, and it turned out like foresty green. And that's just because of that background color. So
yeah, because the color surrounding it makes it look darker, because the color surrounding it is so light that it, makes our brain perceive it as a darker color.
Yeah.
It's amazing, like what our brain sees, the same color on different backgrounds looks different. And
also for you on the screen, those reds, the red splatters here look so strong, but I can't even, sometimes they look so transparent that they don't even hold that effect. So it's so interesting. Yeah.
So we have Luis doing it on paper with watercolors. Nice.
Yellow-green.
Yellow-green. I like yellow-green combination. And then we have a question from Mohan. I read somewhere that using primary colors will be much more attractive in any drawing than using complementary colors. Is this true? So I'm guessing, Mohar, with primary colors you mean like red, blue and yellow.
Yeah.
Is that so? Sonia, what are your thoughts on that? Primary colors, red, blue, yellow, much more attractive or not?
I think yes. I mean, it's not like I'm telling you now the theoretical part, but I would presume yes, because they are very easy to find in nature as well. You have many yellow tones or yellow similar tones, and then we have the blue sky, and the red is also the color that we pay attention to because it's one of the fundamentals, one of the basic colors that signals danger or ripe fruit or something similar. So you know what you're searching when you're focusing on those kind of colors. Also, yellow in nature, usually it represents danger as well, in combination with black. Wasps, or there are a few lizards. They have that they have like this combination.
Yeah, children, don't eat white, no, yellow, black things.
Yeah. So yeah, my first impression would be yes. What about you?
I would say I would beg to differ.
Okay.
But this is also, like Sonia just said, this is my personal opinion. I would say that I like playing with the secondary and tertiary colors. So these are the colors that are created from the primary colors. Let's say yellow and blue. When you mix them together, you get green. That's a secondary color. And then if you mix green and yellow again, you get a tertiary color, like a yellow-green. I like the not so pure primary colors more. In the color schemes, I think that you seem more harmonious. Did we answer your question, Mohan?
Okay, so I'm going now to the last step.
Yeah.
Which is adding the textures.
All right. So now we have a fun part. Right now comes like a totally 180 turn. We will do textures. So should I blend the textures in?
Yes.
Okay. People, are you ready? Are you ready for the textures? And boom. Textures. So Sonia.
Yeah. So we prepared for you a few textures that you can use as a last step for your X. And we were thinking about that you could do the last part with your markers, with Sharpies or something similar, or you can take something light. I mean, in my case, since my colors are so dark, I will probably need to use something really strong, or I need to go really dark and do black textures, or I can also use my watercolors, and here I have gold, silver, and white, and I'm probably gonna use those three to do some textures over it.
So we picked an array of textures for you, which are quite simple, and you can see that we suggest using simple textures because already the colors are so wild. So we have some dots, we have some strokes, we have some leaves, we have some circles, triangles, basic geometric stuff.
Yeah.
And this is basically what we suggest you pick as well. So how are you liking the eggs so far? Did they actually, did it work? Did the color experiment work? Going from this red, orange red? I'm interested what your thoughts on it are. You can gladly be critical if you want to. We like feedback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Sonia, amazing. You're doing texture with white.
Yeah, with silver.
Oh,
silver.
Right.
So we're gonna see how it turns out. I'm gonna do the first two, and then you can do the second two.
Yeah. How is this turning out? Do you like it? I'm interested, like how this is gonna look like. Beautiful. You took like a really fine brush, right?
Yeah. So we have a few brushes here, and usually something smaller works with doing textures. So that's why I'm also using something smaller.
Cool.
Yeah, but I noticed that I have everything on my fingers already, which is also fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you just need to decide how you're gonna do your textures, right?
Yeah. So are you gonna use one texture for one whole area?
I think I'm gonna just with first egg I'm gonna experiment, and then I'm gonna see what works good.
Very good.
And maybe you can also then, if I mess it up, you can still use the
Because I can still eat the egg.
Yeah, since you're gonna eat the eggs.
Sonia doesn't eat eggs, so I'm the one who will be eating all that cadmium. Very nice.
I'm gonna take good care of you.
All right. So Mohan, yeah, gladly. If you have any other questions, let us know. Regarding color combinations or anything in general. And Mohan is using red, yellow, and blue, so primary colors. Yeah, I think this will look amazing, Mohan. I hope you will share them. Do make a photo if you're doing it now or if you're gonna do it later. Do make a photo even if you're watching this not as a live stream, and send it to our Facebook group. This is a nice opportunity to connect with others and also get feedback from everyone. For those of you who don't know it already, I will just link it in the comments. What we really like is that how this community is growing, and you also give comments to each other, and everything you are publishing there we really, really enjoy. So thanks for participating. All right. So apart from that, how are you doing during these times? Are you also more at home than usual? Are you able to, do you have the opportunity to or possibility to work from home, or do you have to work from home or have to stay at home? For us, we basically are staying at home these days. We work from home, which is actually quite fun.
Yeah.
I would say we are enjoying the time. But most of all, we try to put out as much of our knowledge to the internet, to you guys. So you can also do something with it during these times.
Yeah, I mean, this was also the main reason we were just thinking and talking to each other. How can we contribute in this time as much as possible to you? Because we know that everyone have so much to think about, and everything changed so fast. And we just said, wow, I mean, this is really something that we can give you, like quality time with us, in a sense that we can use it productively and you can still learn something new. So yeah, this is our contribution.
Yeah. So Zoe, you assume that I already built up cadmium tolerance. Probably I have. Probably cadmium and some other unhealthy minerals that are in these colors during the years. I really used to have this thing about you licking fingers and smudging the paint. So
can you go back to the textures just for a moment?
Yes. So I will blend in the textures again that everyone can also see, and Sonia as well. Boom! There they are.
Ooh, maybe.
Which one? Do you have a suggestion which one Sonia should pick? Let us know. Like, should she go for dots? Should she go for like the small mountains, or should she go for circles, triangles? Any other suggestions? Let us know. Sonia will implement. Right.
Right. Sure. Let's make it exciting.
Yeah, let's make it exciting. Do tell us what she should do, and we'll do our best to incorporate it. So either some strokes, points, leaves, circles, or anything else. So Zoe says it's indeed fun to hang out, and it's really nice that you put us through all these fun challenges. Thanks, Zoe. I really like that you're joining us for such a long time and that you're trying this out with us. We're also pushing ourselves to these creative limits or pushing boundaries and hoping to grow with all of you together. Okay, so we've got a mountain suggestion from Michelle and a hedgehog suggestion from Zoe. And circles from Quit Reality. Could be fun on this one. Yeah, so Sonia, which one you will pick for this one you have? So mountains, we have hedgehog.
What's the hedgehog
I think
texture?
This is concentrical strokes. Mountains, hedgehog, or circles from Quit Reality.
Maybe I'm gonna take two, and if I'm gonna do the circle, then maybe I can do the hedgehog as well. All right. And try to combine those two.
Let's go for these two in this one. So Kim says, your live streams provide structure and something to look forward to during the pandemic. Wow, Kim. Really grateful.
Thank you so much.
Really glad that you're joining us during this difficult times for many people. But we try to make it as fun and creative as possible. And there's also a suggestion for triangles from Kim. So we'll see how many Sonia will be able to squeeze in there.
Yeah, I mean, we try to stick to a limit of 1 hour, so maybe we're just gonna continue on our own, and we're gonna post the photos on Instagram and in our Facebook group, so that you won't sit around just for hours and hours.
So you're gonna finish this egg?
Maybe I can start.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so we have another question from Macy. Will the watercolor stay on the egg, or can it be accidentally washed off? I mean, depends on how much water you have laying around that might endanger the eggs. If the eggs are like in the water vicinity, it might be quite possible that it gets washed off.
It's also the question, how humid is your apartment?
If you're living in a very humid place, they just might melt.
If you keep it, if you keep your Easter eggs in the bathroom,
Yeah.
maybe.
Don't
then-
keep the Easter eggs in the bathroom. It's also an old saying, you know, like from...
Or Slovenian saying.
Yeah. Great-grandfather used to say. But yeah, they will wash off, I think, with water. And this is also the point. So we can wash down all that cadmium and other healthy minerals before we eat them. All right, so we got, Sonia, another donation from Klaus. Thank you, Klaus.
Yes.
We started doing this like every time we have like, you do a heart and I do a...
Yeah.
We almost have
Something
like a choreography.
Yeah. I mean, we need to do something about it, right?
Yeah.
We need to
do
some...
Maybe we can like create a dance.
Yeah.
Maybe we can make a small choreography for everyone.
Well, Gasper was a dance instructor, so maybe Gasper, you can...
I will come up with something.
Yes, maybe you can just invent something which you think would be appropriate with hearts.
Yeah.
And should be short as well.
Should be short?
Yeah.
All right, I like limitations. Let's come up with something. Okay, so the lines is fun because there is actually a mathematical theorem with this problem. So you're a mathematician, right? I can see you see the mathematical theorem problem with this one. What do we mean with there is a mathematical theorem problem? Could you explain to us in a way that... Oh, it's called the Harry Ball theorem. You can imagine how many suppressed laughs that caused an lecture. Yeah, Harry Ball theorem. I can imagine it was a fun lecture. But what is the Harry Ball theorem actually? Is it like explainable? Can you like give us a too long didn't read version of it? And Macy says, okay, thanks for the tip. She won't bring the eggs to the shower. Yeah, don't don't do that. Okay, wow. You are creating so the half of your ball is basically hairy and the other half is circly.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I'm just gonna try to do both.
All right.
But if I would have more practice, just...
There is always if I would have more practice with everything we do.
Well, I tried with if excuse, but you should never use it. The if excuse is never good.
Yeah. So, like Sonia said, we will not keep this going forever until we finish all the eggs. We will let you go and have your breakfast, have your lunch, or have your dinner and a nice evening. And hope you have a nice rest of the day. If you have some finishing questions, do ask us. And meanwhile, I will tell you how and where you can see us the next time. So basically, you already know you can definitely join the Facebook group. I already posted it. If you haven't already joined it, do it and post some of the stuff you're doing, even if it doesn't have to do with our live streams, just general sketches, questions, drawings, paintings, whatever about creativity, and we'll do our best to answer. And you can also join us. We'll be glad on our next live stream. So I will just flash that in real quick. So the next live stream is on Friday, April 10th at 5 p.m. Central European time or 8 a.m. Pacific time. And it's called Let's Look at Your Drawings. We did this already last Friday and it was amazing. What we basically do is you send us your drawings and then we comment on them. And we do this live so you can ask additional questions and you can either like stay anonymous and just watch or you can raise your hand virtually and say, oh yeah, this is my drawing over here, and then we can have a small chat about it. So do send us any of your work, whatever creative visual work you're doing, paintings, drawings, or whatever, you can send to us and we'll do our best on Friday to give you feedback, right?
Yeah. We're looking forward to it already.
Yeah. Last time was really fun.
Yeah, I think so too. And the best thing is that you can also learn so much just by observing other people's sketches.
Yeah. I think there is value for everyone, even if you don't send your sketches in.
Yeah, so please join us, send us your sketches, and write that we can use it.
Yeah. So we know that it's for Friday, just write, yeah, this is for Friday, so just after this, go grab your sketchbook or whatever, take a snapshot with your phone and send us on Facebook in the group or on Instagram for Friday, so we know, and we'll go through them on Friday.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have some wrap-up questions. Basically, I will go through the mathematical theorem that Zoe, because I am interested in it. If you had a ball with hair you couldn't comb the hair to make them all stick to the ball, so there would be 1 point with hair pointing out. Okay, and that is a mathematically proven fact. You are you're welcome, world. Yeah, thank you, Zoe. This is interesting. Okay, so I will go through this again and I will Google this theorem because I'm interested in it and in mathematics anyways. So thanks for the explanation. Very nice, Sonia, Eleonora said. And Louis said, love your eggs, make this project with kids and adults very fun. Going to pass this on to my grandkids, with whom I cannot be presently. Yeah, Louis, hope you can connect to your family, and all of you can connect to your families at these times. Just give them a call, and it's always nice. And they will join on Friday, they say.
Yay!
Okay.
Nice.
So these are our eggs, as you can see.
Yeah.
You can be the judge of how well the experiment with the color wheel worked. You can also pinch it to zoom out.
Check.
Yes.
Aha.
And we'll be really glad if you joined us on Friday. And then the next one after Friday is gonna be Monday. So we're taking time off on Saturday, hopefully going out to draw a bit because it's nice weather, and we'll keep other people at a long distance. We promise.
In the nature, somewhere.
We're going to nature. Hope we don't encounter anyone.
So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining our process. And yeah, we wish you a great day, a great evening, or a great morning. Have a great Thursday, and hopefully we see you on Friday again.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. So, you know what to do.
Keep on drawing.
And see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This always happens. I think it's already over.